Evening, YouTubers. Hi everyone, nixuser here. Well, what do I have here? Most of you would probably say he's probably got i3, but that's not true. You see, I've been fiddling around with a window manager called Sway. I'll have a bit of a look-see. So what we'll do is we'll go in here and go Sway. Sway.org actually. Alright, maybe I haven't got that right. Sway Window Manager. Sway Window Manager.org. So, this is basically probably the future of i3. i3 is tightly integrated with xlib, libx I think I should call it, and as a result will never, or very unlikely ever, get ported to Wayland. Now you can see Sway there, but the proof in the pudding is if I start urxvt under xwayland and go x under q, and you can see here we've got xwayland. A lot of you guys would have seen this sort of behavior under GNU 3, perhaps GNU 3.22 running under Wayland. But I'm an i3 user primarily, and it's been in my interest to try and get an i3 equivalent window manager under Wayland. Video presentation under Wayland is frankly fantastic. I'll see if I can get this thing to play here. Hopefully it will. The frame rate that I've got going on at the moment under this is better than I could get when I was running under VP8. In fact, I'll show you something on VP9. You'll notice that I'm using Sway Grab, okay. But the important thing to notice here is actually that it's outputting at x264. I had to modify the source code very, very slightly to indicate the output, and I'm not quite getting one time, so there'll be some frame skipping, I imagine. But going back here, let's see if we can just go full screen. You can see that it's very, very smooth. Yeah, it's just kind of beautiful, just the way it's operating. These guys are legends for creating it. That modification, I'm starting to think that even though I don't write C, I might have to write a modification that allows the output to be specified, the output file to be specified, but it's not a high priority at the moment. But yeah, this is Sway. You can find more about it looking at the source code. It does have a few dependencies. So if I go into here, you'll notice. Yeah, you can see here that you got the compile dependencies there. You got the build. There were some build dependencies or something as well. Apparently it's not quite complete in terms of i3 one-for-one. The beautiful thing about this, by the way, is that instead of running startx, you say Sway, right? And you can do that right from the command line. You remember, like, if you were trying to run a window manager directly, sometimes it wouldn't work because you needed to have XDM started first, or KDM, or SDDM, or whatever display manager, or it just complained that it needed X first anyway. But because this runs off of the Wayland protocol, the obligation of compositing is on Sway itself. Sway is expected to, by the Wayland protocol, to be able to composite for itself, unlike X applications which relied on xorg to do the compositing, so the xorg-server. This is fantastic, guys. I mean, I recommend you try it. I'm noticing a couple of few you know, like a few bugs here. You saw that, how that flickered. Sometimes you get some pretty bad flicker in Firefox because it's not, to the best of my understanding, it's not a full, yeah, they're not going to show everything there, but it's not fully ported to GTK 3 in this version, so I get a bit of bugginess here and there. Yeah, so I can't really show you any bugginess right now, but I have noticed some before. Anyway, guys, some distributions like Fedora have Sway already in them, but I've noticed that again this bugginess comes up a bit more often in Fedora. I'm in Debian at the moment. I can prove that. Yeah, you can just see that there anyway. You would have seen it before. I've had to compile it myself, as I said. So the behavior is a little bit different. So the great thing about it though is it is able to run X applications okay. So if I was just gonna go I'll just, yeah, and then that. If I go glx, actually if I go v blank equals 0 glx gears, and actually it's not the way I wanted it, but nonetheless you should be able to see the nice frame rate. So yeah, getting pretty decent frame rate out of glx gears. Either way, I'll be able to go, nah, Control D, Control H. No, it's not doing that. Just bear with me, guys. And if I do that, no, it's not behaving. But anyway, decent frame rate. I don't know why that's not. I'm not getting the vertical split. It's splitting off the whole lot rather than splitting off the one, which I'm okay with. But yeah, anyway, it doesn't serve my purpose of showing you the frame rate, but it's still very smooth. Everything I've noticed. One thing I've noticed about it is playing videos from my personal video collection. It's really, really smooth. I recommend you try Wayland because it really has matured. And unless you've got some specific requirements or the xorg applications that you run are somewhat buggy under Wayland, then you should really be moving over to it. It's going to be more secure than X. It doesn't have network transparency, and I don't know how long before Wayland protocol will support network transparency, but I kind of think that would defeat the purpose in the first place of being a bit more secure and getting rid of the overhead, because not that many people I think require network transparency these days out of a display protocol. There are other display protocols that support that, and they might need to hook into Wayland some way. It's like some sort of RDP or VNC or SPICE protocol might be able to hook into Wayland at some stage in the future, but it shouldn't be on Wayland to do that. It should be secure in and of itself. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a different one from the usual distro review, but educational nonetheless. Actually, before I do go, I will show you guys something. So what I'm going to do is just show you this code just quickly. MP4. So you can see here, I just changed this to MP4 from WebM, and the main thing that prompted me to do that actually is this line here, which creates a command to be run. You could actually arguably just change that. You could just change that command, and I could have run it a bit nicer, really. To be very honest with you, I could have just changed that and get a better frame rate and stuff, but it's just for this video, so if the frame rate doesn't suit, then I guess it's too bad this time. But the other thing you should know, by the way, is FFmpeg by itself will not be able to grab from Sway. Again, it's about whether the compositing comes from Sway rather than X. FFmpeg used to be able to grab the frame buffer from X using X11 grab or the XCB equivalent. So that won't work this time. So every single compositor of Wayland will need, or every single Wayland compositor out there will probably need to have its own implementation until the common implementation library is created by one of the bigger projects, I'm guessing. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it right there, if you like this video, please like. Alternatively, there is the other button. If you want to get more content like this, please subscribe, and if there are any comments below, even if they contradict what I was saying, even better if they do contradict, I'm going to learn something, please leave them below. Anyway guys, I'm going to leave it right here. Catch you later. Bye now.